Good afternoon, morning, evening or night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 225 of the JARogan Experience. I'm your host, Jar, joined by Rogan and Experience.
Hello, good afternoon.
We're the number one land grandfather podcast. So I'm pretty pleased about that. I got an email from iTunes the other day. Congratulations, guys. You're the number one land grandfather podcast.
Weren't iTunes in talks with us for us to be exclusive to iTunes?
That was Spotify, but they got JARogan for that, so we're kind of coming in under. We thought
We're undercutting.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. We've got the land grandfather sort of area to ourselves, you know.
We've also got this great sponsorship with Tenga, the number one sex toy. Much better than Fleshlight.
Yeah, but let's just talk about DMT for a bit, all right? And my DMT experiences, okay? So, actually, when I was introducing James, I introduced him as experience. However, an observation I saw made on the Jar Reddit actually compared him to the father from Inside Out. Anyone who's seen that movie will see the comparisons. Just look, we've got the... What's it like to be the dad from Inside Out, James? It's
so beautiful. Just my life is so beautiful and full of character and charisma.
Is it full of going inside and out?
Especially inside, sometimes out. Depends on the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to shout out the patrons over at Jar Media Patron for making the audio version of the show possible and supporting us through these tumultuous times, Jim.
I would personally say these times are very trembling.
Why are they trembling?
Because we're sick as fuck.
Is it because I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a little bit claustrophobic right now. I've never been more uncomfortable personally.
I feel like we're sort of too like you know, people use the metaphor sardines in a can.
Yeah.
We're a few sardines in a can.
We're sardonicast in a can.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of sardonicast in a can.
How claustrophobic and canned up do you feel, James? Because
I feel like a dick in a bucket is how I feel.
Canned up?
Surely that would be loads of space.
Yeah, I've got loads of space. Loads of space. Comfortable. Banging.
Suppose we should address it then, eh, guys?
Address what?
Yeah, what are you on about, Alex?
The JARogan in the room.
Oh. We forgot to announce that our special guest for this episode is JARogan himself. JARogan, say
due to the changes in our set as of recent, he can't actually be on screen. But he is here.
He's here in spirit.
We don't have enough mics either, so...
Well, we have enough mics, we just didn't want to wire him up.
Yeah.
He can watch.
Yeah, you can watch from the back.
We changed the jar set.
We did.
Okay?
You motherfuckers.
Let's be honest, we were anticipating some pushback, some resistance, that being said. I wasn't quite ready for what some of these Jarlians, they were coming in for me. They were like, it's like they knew I was having a bad day. They wanted me to feel awful that night on Reddit, just like, you fuckers, you've changed it. Fuck Jar.
The cast is so laid back and now it's too professional. Too professional.
You don't look like you're having much fun or you're very comfortable. It's like we're eating dinner with you. And that was another thing I kept noticing. Lots of comments about it, like it's like we're at dinner, as if that's a negative.
Yeah,
do people not have
dinners are the best. Dinners with your friends are like the best things. The only thing I care about.
What it should feel like, what we were aiming for you, the American people, is that we sort of wanted
like Fox News,
like a Thanksgiving dinner with your pals, like a Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
dinner.
imagine it's Christmas.
More like a date, like you've just sort of rolled up and you thought you were going on a date with one guy and he's like, yo, what's up? Sorry,
I got my podcast with me.
Yeah, I've got my guys. Like, I don't go on a date without my guys, and I don't do anything without my guys.
This is actually quite a good idea for a Patreon tier. Like a good Jar dinner date. If you're going out with a date, you bring Jar. Yeah. We just all share the table at the same time. Yeah. That would be nice.
What we could do is we could put candles on it and we can make the cast really romantic.
Yeah, we can. Valentine's Day, we have options.
Housekeeping, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's just
Just get out of the way. Come
let's start talking about this, because I don't want to just dispel anyone who's given constructive fair feedback, because there's definitely things to say, and the angle and everything was kind of fucked up, and it was the first time we'd ever filmed anything in it, and it was we still got
It was a teething
shit to
period.
learn or whatever.
It's the start. We learn.
Well, yeah,
and grow.
I actually noted a few things down to organise my thoughts. Yeah. Evolution doesn't stop. This is the skeleton without any feedback. That's what I was putting. Because in my mind, Jar has been like those evolution boards, where you start on the floor crawling on all fours. You don't even have the capability of standing up yet.
Really, we should have started like half submerged in like a swimming pool.
Well, fully submerged and like shrunk down
Yeah.
to a little particle. Yeah.
Ideally, but we have our limits.
Yeah, the restraints of the human body and all that. We're not quite in the fun stages of deconstruction yet, but yeah, I went through and I got a bunch of screenshots of old Jar sets and just seeing just how low of the low we've kind of been at points. Currently, I'm looking at a picture of the early days where we literally sat on the floor in my spare room. Yeah, because the Jar set has always been an afterthought based on the space or lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So when I moved into this place, it was just a matter of we actually recorded the cave episode first, because there was just nothing set up, and it was like, well, we got a week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always just been like a scramble to get something done. So this was
We've always been like catching up to ourselves almost. We're making do with what we have at the time instead of thinking ahead.
well, yeah, and like we started off with two mics it was, and you three had to share one mic.
The one blue
So-
Yeti.
It's this gradual like evolution, as it were. But in saying that, the longest set we did have was this one, for those watching, is in Lego form in front of us. That's kind of been the longest standing Jar set. So there's definitely
we made adjustments along the way.
Yeah, no two episodes would have looked the same, because we just move around the camera and the lighting's fucked and everything every episode anyway. But I can understand the change from that room being quite a big one, especially if it's not, it's not perfect right away. If it's not exactly what you want to see, and if it is, including a table, which was... I must have misread the room, because I didn't realise there was such fervour against tables in the Jar community. I guess that's an issue.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Like, tables are pretty helpful.
Well, the overall feedback seemed to be, yeah, it looks better, but is this Jar? It doesn't look relaxed. People seem to be attached to this idea that we have to be
Because of
lying
how,
on a sofa to be relaxed in order to capture that Jar mood.
because we've always done that. We've always had to make do with that. We've never been anything else but relaxed.
But like, did
This is relaxed.
Did the people want us to stay sat
same.
on the floor?
But also, we didn't go to a sofa. We were in those stupid IKEA chairs for bloody ages.
And they weren't great.
Oh no, but I'm saying like, just because you're used to something. Let's say we sat on the floor for 100 episodes and then finally got chairs. Like it helps us, to not be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you're saying this is less uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm much more comfortable.
Which is not what the Jarlings are saying. They say this looks much less comfortable for us.
For example, back on the sofa, we had this little table in front of us, and that was like the only place to put our drinks, or sort of
Offset.
somewhere awkward, our drink of water or cream soda or bevy. But look at this. For those listening, I just reached gracefully forward and picked up a half pint of delicious beer.
And I've picked up a great can of Soda Folk cream soda.
But yeah, the point is, I'm willing to adjust this set as much as necessary for it to make everyone happy, as much as is reasonable. I'm not even necessarily 100% attached to having to have this table. There are solutions that could be done with this room. Like, it might look smaller on camera than it is, but we actually have a fair amount of options in here. It just has to be in here. It can't be in that old room anymore. What it's lacking to me is just some more jarisms. It needs some input from people, you know? It needs like, oh wait, I'm just imagining someone, you know, they're in Australia or whatever, they just run over a kangaroo and they're like, wow, this, maybe like a mounted kangaroo would look awesome on the jar set, you know? Maybe that's what we're after. I mean, that's the kind of feedback we need, you know?
Yeah. If you have fun trying to ship us a dead kangaroo.
But yeah, it was especially the table thing people seem to be most hung up about. So
having a set that leads like assertive and good conversation is what you want. There's a reason why a lot of podcasts lead this way, because that is the best in terms of
the default makes sense for it to be a table, I suppose. But we are spending a lot of time hung up on those that don't like it. There are of course people that didn't have a problem with it too.
Yeah.
You know. But let's just go through some of these comments and kind of address what we can. Cobalt Rad's going to start us off. I kind of miss the laid-back couch conversation vibe of the old set. That being said, the new set does look really friggin' cool. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing, I think, that people are concerned that it's not laid back enough in that same way, even though it's much more like physically comfortable on this set for me personally.
No, I agree.
Because with those old IKEA chairs and the sofa, like you're always leaning back with a mic that's like on a table mounted in front of you, so it's...
Yeah, table
you're always concerned about how your depth to and from the mic, about where you are to pick up the correct audio. I had that problem a lot because I'm fucking...
And another huge positive, which, I mean, it'll probably be a negative for those listening, but we don't need to wear underwear or, you know, trousers anymore. Maybe one day we can do a footsie episode where it's just our fucking legs.
Yeah.
But, General JF says, I feel like I'm at the dinner table with them.
Again, a good thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for your comment.
Moniac says, the cast has become the very thing it swore to destroy. Actually normal.
You see, that I disagree with. We've always been normal.
We are the epitome of normal.
True.
Like, we're just podcast people.
Timothy Bridges has one. I really don't like the new set, not because it's badly made or anything. In any other cast, I would like this set, but one of my favourite things about JAR was the relaxed couch vibes. I remember commenting once that one of the best things about the cast was that they weren't at a desk, like all other podcasts. The previous set really felt like four friends sitting around having a beer and chatting, whereas the new set loses all of those vibes. Nobody sits around chatting at a cramped desk. I know you probably put a lot of work into the set, and I'm sorry to criticise so harshly. It just totally throws out the window something that was entirely unique about your cast, and it makes me sad.
Do you know I was actually saying that? It just popped something into my mind about, you know, three friends on a couch. Do you know what this is like? Three friends at a pub table.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. That's what I've been thinking. That was like my whole thinking with the fucking table.
Like, if you actually ask people what's the things they enjoy with their mates, it'll probably be food and at a pub.
Both done on tables. But I mean, I don't want to get too hung up on that because, like,
I just want to say as well, like, saying that it was just three friends or four friends or whatever it said sat around having a conversation. The fact that mics are there makes it not that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How often do you have a conversation with your friends, with each of you with a mic directly in front of your face, and you're intentionally...
Well, yeah, and
talking into that.
This is also a funny thing because on YouTube, podcasts are something different to everywhere else. Because they're saying, like every other podcast, where it's like, well, no, most podcasts you consume through your ears, and YouTube's kind of warped what a podcast is, where a lot of them are video, actually, like first-hand. And...
Yeah, which I quite like that. I like that you can... because we've always used
the
video for at least one joke.
Well, I guess people are scared that us going here means we're just never gonna joke about things ever again.
No, that's what my thing is. It's like the set doesn't change us, it doesn't change how we are. We will make this space work as we always have. So it's just like that will never change because we don't change.
So do you think if we'd made this change and instead of a table, it was like a sofa setup where there was like a sofa back there, people wouldn't be upset, or they'd be upset about something different?
Maybe
because it's weird because we've changed the set like millions of times before, and
the set is.
there's never really been
evolving.
pushback though.
No.
This is the first time it's been like, whoa, wasn't really expecting that, guys. But
It's because the jump's too much. We always take little steps, but now we've taken like a big step.
I don't think it is that big of a step.
It's not. No, not
Like,
really.
yeah, because the only thing that's different is we actually put some paint on the wall, got a plant, and got a desk. That's the only thing that's different.
Yeah, like the another big difference is like the amount of effort, blood, sweat, and tears went into changing this room, into making it into what it is now, and
Jar almost collapsed. Actually, we were.
well,
so
yeah,
fuming
we
at
were
each
on the
other.
brink of
destruction.
complete and utter destruction. And the fact that even one person has said they don't even like it a little bit.
You strained our relationship, and this is how
in
grateful
saying that,
you
it
are.
did feel like 24 hours. I was like, man, I feel low because of this. Because I was like,
Yeah,
put
no,
so
I agree.
much shit. into
I
it.
was joking just then, but like, yeah, it is lame when because I've been so excited about getting into this room,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
to
know?
get working and like.
and not to make anyone who genuinely like gave us like you've read out some fair like criticism.
Yeah, all of these are fair, by
their
the
opinions.
There were some assholes who were just being dicks.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
the
But people like
majority
this,
was
like
nice.
it's obviously it's absolutely fine to feel the way you're feeling, but yeah, it does sort of feel like a kick in the blood cock.
I would also say that what people haven't also considered is the other set. Our other sets weren't the most ideal for certain videos we wanted to make, and this change, as much as we've hinted at it, we're changing. We want to make more videos, and this set will help us do that. Which means people are getting more content, more videos.
Well, yeah,
That's the most.
As
the
of
biggest
us
thing.
recording this, the Boys season 2, As Good As They Say, just went live, and that was the second video we kind of recorded with the set, and we changed around the angle, turned the table around. It looked a lot better. We can constantly tinker with this room until we're happy with what it looks like.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this-
another thing. Like, just because the first episode we did in this room might have seemed a bit odd.
Yeah, because like I was out of focus in the background.
Yeah,
you guys were a bit
something-
closer.
We hadn't done like a proper test of the room.
That was the test,
that day.
practically.
We did do the test.
I mean,
Again,
yeah.
like we don't have infinite time to make all this shit pristine the second we move. So like, don't worry if the episode before last we were all sat on the floor again as sort of a joke. Like that. This is the new set, everyone.
Going back to our roots before we ascend.
Yeah, like as a little joke there, but just because we were sat on the floor then doesn't mean it's forever. Like that's what it's gonna be now, you know.
If you want us on the floor, we'll
So-
be on the fucking floor.
We're constantly open to change.
Yeah, and let us know. I mean, you guys fucking did. You didn't hold back either, so that's good to know that you can keep us in check. Moog says, I feel like I'm in a meeting with the management about to get thoroughly slapped. JARCAST promoting oppression as always, 10 out of 10. That one, I don't even know like what the emotion is behind it. It seems like a
Well,
joke
10 out
to
of
me.
10 is good, so
Yeah,
I'll
10 out of
take
10.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This one, Josh. Jar has now reached the achieved the ultimate typical podcast. All white boys in their 20s with massive obstructive mics sitting by a table.
I'm not actually in my 20s. I'm actually in my teens. Idiot.
Yeah, idiots.
That's a slice. That one there.
That one is a slice.
How dare you?
Sorry, I'm not Asian and old or young. Sorry, I'm not.
See, if I was...
I find it funny that like having mics on a table is an negative in this one.
Well, like
The fact they're obstructive is like again, that's something that's always been there through Jar. Mics.
Yeah, but
the
it's-
last ones. The last ones are the most obstructive because they're at this horrible angle like that. So if you put it in the wrong
Yeah, the
place, you
whole
couldn't
arm.
actually see someone's face. They were terrible, but nobody complained about them.
Yeah, here's one. Original username. The new set rubs me the wrong way. It looks too professional. I personally don't like this kind of direction the channel has gone. Maybe it's just me, but I missed how the cast used to be where it felt like a couple regular lads having a chat. It's still the JARCAST, but seeing this makes me kind of sad. People need to proofread their comments a little bit.
damn, bro, throwing shade.
Sorry, yeah, I'm being too mean. What do you think about that one?
I was sort of thrown off by the grammatical error.
This must be like the worst episode for listeners, by the way, because we're just talking about the visual.
Yeah,
set,
sorry in advance, but yeah, too professional. Like,
how is that a bad thing?
Well, it leaves us. We can't win and we can't lose. So, no, sorry, we can't. What am I even saying?
We can't win and we can only lose.
Yeah, because we either make it look shit and it just is a joke, like forever and everything, and we just put no effort in ever.
Yeah.
And that would be arguably worse. We'd get lynched if we actually made no effort of anything. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. I think, like...
There's a happy medium, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And if we ever end up becoming like IGN or something, then we've taken a wrong step somewhere. But this is very far away from that. Just because we're sat at a table now.
Yeah, it seems somewhat reactionary based on like the actual content of what we talked about in the episode. Like, we talked about like, would a gorilla or a bear win in a fight? I mean,
which is silly because the gorilla would win.
No,
a bear would win.
Fuck you, you're talking shit.
Let's do a couple more. There were so many of these, I felt like I had to. Yeah, Isaac Collins, another one. Far, far too professional. Feels like I'm watching JARogan. Yep. Kobe says, why would you trade a sofa for this?
But, sorry, going back to the professional thing, and especially comparing it to JARogan, when he's sat there smoking weed, like, on camera, what's professional about him? Like,
it's weird, isn't it? Because the most professional podcast is like
the most
considered. The most considered professional podcast is just this random comedian.
My point is, it surely it's about what you say. Like, sure, his like mic and shit is good, all of his microphones and his setup is good, but like, you listen to him for the shit he chats
and the people he chats shit with.
Yeah.
Do you think there'd be less of a backlash then if JARogan didn't exist?
Yeah,
because he's kind of just set the meme for podcasts.
Yes.
Because I've never come at it from like JARogan is the ultimate podcaster. I never knew about JARogan till only a couple years ago.
Yeah, me too. Probably even later than you.
Because yeah, I always came into podcasts from the original, thing, the audio long form content about stuff. But
JARogan was doing video podcasts from the beginning.
Dusk Plain says Jar officially has a better setup than JARogan now, meaning Jar now owns JARogan's subcount. Wow, the cast has really improved, says Zorkvin. Feels like it was just last episode when the guys were still recording on the floor. Pidgeypod says, I like the new setup. We can really see the sexual tension between Jamie and James. Iroyle says, I had this podcast in the background for a while and got whiplash when I tabbed back to see the new layout 20 minutes in.
That's my favourite comment. Sorry to throw everyone else under the bus, but it's like... like we've been saying, the visual aspect is definitely a part of Jar. But the content has stayed the same. Yeah, what you hopefully
see, that person,
for.
We could be 20 episodes in with this set and the person they wouldn't have noticed a difference in the audio part. And that's the point.
Yeah. I mean, just we'll wrap this up now because we're going too long on this subject, but just let us know.
Give constructive criticism.
And also give it a couple weeks as well to settle. If you still feel the exact same after like a couple months or something, then maybe it is time to reevaluate things. But like, I'm not sure if it is quite that extreme, No.
Yeah, and I feel like I sort of acted like I'm super defensive about it. But
this is really interesting from my perspective because Jar's never experienced anything like this. We've never had pushback like this.
The main thing we've had pushback on is being too professional.
That's been a thing
that's the
for
most common
for months though. But to me, it's just like I don't really know what to take away from that because from my perspective, it's presented kind of professionally, I suppose. Like it's got time codes and what.
Yeah, like should we get rid of the time codes?
Yeah, it's just a constant battle of trying to figure out what people want and what you want. Because at the end of the day, like, it's our set. We fucking choose what it is, and like if it bothers
Yeah.
you to your core that much, and you think we've changed, like you don't have to listen anymore. And like,
Well, you do.
That's
You
fine.
just listen on Spotify where you don't see us.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean,
Problem solved.
there's plenty of like content creators I stopped following because I just didn't gel with their shit anymore. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I totally agree.
No,
Yeah.
that is natural. I think that you as a person, when you grow, especially when you're from teens to adulthood,
Yeah,
that's going to change, and you're not going to follow people anymore.
yeah. If you suddenly just wake up one day and you're like, don't like this anymore, it's fine. You don't have to like justify it or like try and. I don't know. I'm just coming up with excuses at this point. Let's end this section on this comment then from Nudats. After talking about being an Alex said the word like 21 times.
Ooh.
So this is the thing I've noticed I do. I was so hyper-focused on not ing, I started liking in that very
Right.
episode. So I just
Right.
can't win. I'm fucked. And I'm probably doing a new one. I haven't even noticed in this one until I'm editing it and it's too late.
Did you notice your liking?
Well, last episode...
I didn't notice either, to be honest.
Well, no. The word like is sort of.
I think it's because I was saying, you know what I mean, like constantly. Because I drunk a bit, and that's normally my go-to
You know what I mean?
trail off sentence thing, where it's like, yeah, the bear's gonna beat the gorilla. Do you know what I mean? Like, no,
Right,
pass it
right.
off, you know. I don't know.
Right.
I just don't know, Jamie. I don't know what's happening.
There's
anymore.
people-
But
will be
in
there.
conversation, it's different when you're listening to people talk. But in conversation, your like subconscious sort of just eliminates that from the sentence. You don't hear the word like.
Unless you're
Yeah.
listening to a podcast and it's
That-
the
yeah,
host saying
that's
over
what
and
I'm
over again.
saying. Like if you're in the conversation, it's
You don't notice those things.
no.
Yeah, so you know, let us know
Sorry.
what's up. We're here to listen and adapt and adjust based on what you say. Fuck, I thought you'd spilt beer everywhere. That's like
No, it's
cream
cream. It's
soda,
cream
actually.
soda. God,
even worse.
sneeze sleep.
I mean, new set aside, like this is a normal Jar episode. We got shit to talk about, I'm afraid.
Yeah. We've got shit to talk about, you know?
Well, the first one's a quick one. I want to start with something I discovered that might make James a bit upset. James, you know, you can just buy an innocent branded bean smoothie now. You know, the innocent smoothies? I'm not sure if other countries outside of the UK have it. I'm sure
Do
they
you
do.
mean
but-
bean by, do you mean baked bean?
Yeah, baked beans in an innocent smoothie
Yes,
bottle.
I saw that, because it's like beans and porridge or something?
No, it's just beans. It's
No,
just beans.
they've got two.
Oh yeah, two different types.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but it's not beans and porridge in the same. It's
No,
just beans.
There's a bean one and there's a porridge
yeah,
one, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
And
Like
that makes
breakfast.
me want to be sick.
But I was like, oh, what's the like smoothie with the beans then? Is it?
It's just beans, surely.
It's a
Yeah.
bean
Why
smoothie.
why would you buy that when you can just buy a can of beans and drink that?
When you could just drink
Probably
a
way
smoothie
cheaper
and drink
too.
that.
Yeah, it would be cheaper. Innocent is like way
Expensive.
expensive.
My question is more, why would you want to drink beans? Cold refrigerated beans? Are we missing out on something?
Well, just think of a tin of beans. You
Okay,
open it.
I
you
can
know,
think of that.
It's still cold. Do you actually think about eating that?
No.
That the thought of eating that makes me sick. So imagine that blended up into a smoothie.
Yeah, because James, you love cold food the next day. So what's your stance on cold beans? Is that just unacceptable?
next day.
Fucking cold beans is massively unacceptable.
Have they been heated previously in this
Yeah.
hypothetical?
Well, I guess. I didn't
They-
really,
Because
they've been-
don't
think about the
like doesn't
hypothetical.
bean juice get skin? Like
Yeah, I
the
think it does.
tomato juice.
Yeah.
That
kind
is
of
grim.
it evaporates a little bit, so it's a bit more dried.
Yeah, a
Do you
bit
know-
more viscous.
I've known people who, when they eat beans, they don't cook it. They will just open it and have a fork and eat the beans out of the raw can. Like that
Yeah.
seems like the worst thing to me.
I mean, they are edible, I suppose, in that form.
Like
but
if I was in the post-apocalypse, like in Mad Max, then
Yeah,
sure,
you just
I'd
eat the beans.
I'd eat beans
And
how the
dog food.
beans come, and
But yeah,
yeah,
this
No.
one annoyed me. Because it's so clearly just like a marketing stunt to try and annoy people on Twitter. But what
Yes.
it does work, though, is the thing. So it's just like, come on, you know you're going to piss people off with this. You know you're being dickheads with this.
Yeah. Do you think it was the same thing with the Papa John's?
No, that's
No, I think people just like that. Bean on pizza.
Because a beans on pizza is one extreme. It's not even an extreme, but making a smoothie out of beans is an extreme. That's taking it too far.
I think calling it a smoothie is too far. It's just beans in a bottle.
No, because it's actually no.
That's what they should have called it.
No, but it's not beans in a bottle. It's actually a smoothie. They grounded the fucking beans down. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it's just beans in a bottle, bro. From the pictures, it just looks like just baked beans in a bottle.
I'm pretty sure that's whapping. I'm pretty sure it's an actual smoothie.
Okay, I'm gonna have to research this now.
No,
You're making me
I'm
research this
researching
shit.
it because
Okay.
I want to confirm that this. Why would you call it a smoothie if it's not actually a smoothie? Because beans in a bottle.
Is it called a smoothie?
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably called like a breakfast bite.
innocent baked beans. No, I'm pretty sure it's actually no. The marketing thing was just beans, but I'm pretty sure it's actually.
Yeah, because the marketing on the wrapper says beans, 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 and more beans. Full of beans.
Okay. Okay, so it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. They haven't made any beans.
So it's just
Yeah, it's just
it's just a marketing thing.
Yeah, there's no bean smoothie.
Oh.
Oh.
Fuck you.
So they just got free advertising for Innocent for like fucking 20.
Well, no,
Please.
don't buy Innocent because it's overpriced shit. Just make a smoothie at home with a fork.
Yeah. Or just eat some beans.
Have you ever eaten cat food?
I've eaten dog
I've
food.
not eaten any animal food.
But not cat food?
I don't have a cat. Why would I?
Well, I've had a dreamy, but the thing is, I opened a can of cat food for Billie the other day, and fuck me if it didn't smell delicious.
No,
What-
they
what
do.
was the
they
brand?
do smell delish.
I think it was just like Sainsbury's own brand cat food.
Damn.
And I cracked that shit open and I was like, fuck me.
Woozy from the stench.
Well, yeah, she's living the high life. I'm out here eating beans from a bottle and she's getting this fucking
Drinking beans.
like, lamb chop with sautéed fucking mushrooms and shit.
What the fuck?
We're getting fucked over living the way we do. We should just crack open a can of like dog food and chow that shit down. I guarantee you it's cheap and it's got everything you need.
No, it does.
And once you get used to it, I guarantee
and you can get the high protein stuff if you like going to the gym.
Well, yeah, you go to the gym and you bring a can of goddamn dog food and a fork and just go to town while pumping that iron.
Might be a bit stinky. Dog food tends to be a bit smelly, but
Well,
Smelly and some dog food smells delish.
bring some airwave chewing gum and like.
You're fine. If Mad Max can do it, I can.
Well, yeah, he's ripped as well.
Yeah.
He looks good.
take your bean smoothie to the gym.
Is that what we're actually gonna do? Do we need to buy some dog food and eat it live on the cast at this table?
I think we've got to drink beans live on the cast.
I'd actually want
Oh,
to.
mate.
On the subject of tinned food, something was posted on Reddit aimed at me,
Hmm.
and it was a the game shop tin of Christmas dinner in a tin. So it has all of the Christmas dinner stuff.
Oh, that actually looked quite nice.
Yeah, it
And,
looked delicious.
Well, we need to buy some for Christmas. We need to actually have some on this set. It was
Only if we drink it out of pint glasses.
Oh yeah. Oh, should
Yeah,
we get
sure.
those puddings in a mug as well?
oh,
Yeah.
Where you just add water. Fuck me.
No, I'm still traumatized from the last one we had. That was just we put a fork in it and it all just came out and it was just this massive fucking lump of shite on a fork. That's going too far. I'll eat this Christmas dinner in a tin from Game. I'm not eating this mug pudding.
Now I've got kind of one last thing I want to talk about.
Oh, also these two might chicken out. So if you just send us
What do
free
you mean
cans,
these two?
if you send us 3 cans to our PO box, you can confirm we will actually eat it
Why would we chicken out?
because it's you two. You chickened
What do you
out.
mean you two?
No, okay, no.
I've eaten more
Yeah,
heinous.
you're the fussiest one here.
I've
bro.
eaten the scorpion. You haven't.
Jim
eaten
did
the
too.
Scorpion. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I did too, and I didn't even make a bet that I would. The only reason Alex didn't is because he had nothing to he had nothing on the line. You did.
You didn't have anything online yet. You did it.
Yeah,
which is
because-
like a flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's
he's
a display
flexing.
of
You
pure
can't. You
strength.
can't.
No, it was nothing. I was just hungry.
All right, yeah.
Their
that's
legs
fair
were pretty
enough too.
crunchy.
Well, yeah.
I would eat some scorpion legs again.
Salty, wet scorpion legs.
Yeah, they're pretty
No,
tasty.
salt is delicious. It
Scorpion.
doesn't matter what is salty.
I will say a
As long as it's edible.
char grilled scorpion, because the problem with the scorpion we had was it was in water, so all the insides
in
were just
brine.
mush. If it was char grilled, probably is quite tasty because it's all crunchy and like.
Oh yeah, might be able to get it on a pizza if you contact the right place.
Yeah.
Might be able to get it in a bottle if you play your cards correctly.
In a tin with loads of gravy and mash.
And brine.
James.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know Billie Eyelish?
I do know Billie Eyelish.
What are your thoughts on Billie Eyelash?
Her music's quite edgy.
Mhm.
It's not bad. The production's quite good for the most part. It's not bad music at all. The James Bond song's fucking shit.
Oh yeah,
But it's quite alright.
have you seen the what's been happening with her as of late? As of us recording this one?
Yes. People are getting upset because she just looks like an adult.
Well, yeah. What happened was someone snapped like a creepy picture of her minding her own business. Then they posted it on Twitter, like mocking her, like,
Yeah.
"Wow, she already looks like a wine mom."
Yeah.
And then that started this whole thing about like.
It's basically just causing body dysmorphia.
But that shit like has been a horrible standard for fucking years. Like
Yeah.
all of it's really bad here with all of those kind of tabloid magazines where like whoever's the celebrity in the country, like on the cover is like them on the beach, and it's like it's either whoa they look fucking good because they're like obsessively taking care of their body, or whoa they've let it slip.
Yeah. And that's bad, and that's why we've got such an issue of body dysmorphia now among like anyone who's young, because it's like these celebrities are getting ripped apart for like normal bodies, and then everyone else is like, fuck, I can't look like this. And it's the same thing because the PewDiePie thing happened recently as well, where he posted a picture of himself, like this really artsy picture of himself, topless, showing his muscles, like. And
During quarantine, all these YouTubers have got ripped, I guess.
But I made a tweet about it saying, this is not what's expected. This is like an extreme body standard, and you shouldn't feel bad. And this fucking like PewDiePie fanboys like started having a go at me because they're like, you're part of the fucking problem. This is really easy to do at home. Like, I've talked to experts, I've talked to personal trainers, and they're like, you don't do that at home. You can't get that body at home. You need to have like a trainer and be in a
what do you
gym.
mean part of the problem? As if like everyone needs to be that way.
They're saying I'm part of the problem because I'm saying that that's not normal and you shouldn't feel bad. That makes me part of the problem. And they were saying that I'm being dangerous by that, but they're saying that body's easy to get.
Well, PewDiePie's like 0% body fat.
Yeah, but a lot of the people that say it's not that hard to get a body like that
make no effort.
Well, I mean, they don't have a body like that.
Yeah.
So why don't you have a body like that if you're saying your body is like?
Maybe they mean if you're PewDiePie, it's easy to have a body like that.
Well, yeah.
What people don't
For him,
realize is to get like a low body fat body, you have to work out purely for that. It's not, your life has to revolve around gym to the extent where you do it daily. I go to the gym.
Diet is also a huge part too.
No, but also when the picture is taken.
Yeah.
Because like Hugh Jackman in all the X-Men movies, like
he didn't drink water for like 2 days or some ridiculous shit.
I think it was longer than that.
He had no water weight.
Yeah, he would dehydrate
himself.
himself, so it sort of makes your skin goes like really tight.
Yes,
on your
you look more muscular.
And like,
which he clearly was in this picture. He was not like, he was definitely post like dehydration. He was walking like, no body weight, water weight.
Yeah, and then to expect people just, I mean, who does expect ordinary people to just look like that?
I don't know, but that it's such a problem where I borderline suffer with that stuff because I like see a bit of body fat and I'm like, this is fucking bad. I need to like go to the gym constantly. It's just like, that's really dangerous.
It's like a genuine epidemic for especially these young kids on social media, because like it just wasn't the same problem when we were kids, because it was still so like, it was like early Facebook and shit for us. It just wasn't. It was showing the early signs of it, and it definitely cropped up really quick. But it's just not the same as if
it's
you're
really
a
bad
little
now
kid.
that like if people don't wear makeup, it's like you're gonna get fucking slated in the newspapers and whatnot. That's even worse. It's so like toxic now that it's like, no wonder this is a fucking problem.
Yeah, well, all these like streamers and gamers and stuff that are women, they're stuck in this horrible situation where if they wear makeup all the time, they always get comments from people saying, "What, you just putting on makeup to be a fucking whore for your fans or whatever." Or then there's the other side that say,
put on makeup, make an effort.
Yeah. If they don't wear it. Yeah, you can't really win with anything like this, and it's just like...
It's like people need to know that the body you have, you need to be happy with your body no matter what anyone says. If you wake up in the morning and you're like, yeah, I'm happy with this, then that's good. Then that's what should be. People should know that that's what it should be. You shouldn't look at these pictures of people.
There's a middle ground there. Health is important.
Yeah. You should make an effort to like be as healthy as you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But you
have
shouldn't
some kind of control over it.
You shouldn't look at these perfect bodies and feel like that needs to be you, because that shouldn't be.
Well, especially like that picture of Billie Eyelish. It's just like
she looks very normal.
Anyone taken candidly on the street when they're walking around just chilling on the fucking weekend or whatever. They're not posing on a set with the perfect lighting and the perfect angle.
No, she was like wearing tracky bottoms and like a really like loose shirt. She's just like going to the shops or something, which is like I do that and I look fucking worse. I look like a mess because you're just going to shops to pick up some milk or something early in the morning with bags under your eyes. It's normal, and it made me a bit feel sick that people just like that over basic normal stuff.
Yeah, it's a toxic standard, but yeah, I guess it's just a question of is this just going to get worse as it goes along?
No, I think it will. It'll be a good while before people start to realise.
Or is it like a phase you get? Well, you can't say that even because people like to say, yeah, that's just a phase. But there are people that never go out their phases and they just think the same thing their whole life. You know?
Yeah, no.
And they never like self-reflect or change their behaviour.
I think it'll take more than a decade for the public perception to be like, mate, this is bad. This needs to be. We need to stop having this super high standards of people in normal life.
Well, was there an article to go along with that tweet? Or
No.
was it?
as of today, I think BuzzFeed wrote a piece about it.
But it like the release of the picture in the first place.
No.
Twitter wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was all
it was just on Twitter.
It was from that Wine Mum Twitter thing of someone finding the picture and tweeting, making fun of her.
I've seen the original tweet and it was just literally that.
This
That's
is why
what
I think
confuses
Twitter's
me
just...
the most, though. Because like at least before, when people were saying horrible shit about like celebrities and the way they look, it was for some sort of monetary gain because people buy newspapers. Where they feel like celebrities being brought
now
down
the
to
gain is just the
level.
Twitter like game.
Yeah, looking for Twitter likes and just like
Because Twitter encourages dunking. The whole platform's built around dunking on people and quote tweeting people and getting in arguments and shit. It's how the whole site kind of survives and keeps it going, because it's like antithetical. Like you can only write small little kind of pointless, poorly thought out quips basically, but people expect these like really thoughtful comments that have nothing wrong with them, so then people get like pissed off by everything you say, and it's all just the shouting match of these like reactionary ideas that are thrown out there. And I just don't remember it being that way, like early Twitter kind of days, you know. It just seemed more like people just cared less. It was just less vitriolic or something. I don't know what it was, but
yeah, you're very right about the dunking thing. It's just tiresome.
But like, am I like wrong in thinking that it didn't used to be like that? Because I genuinely just
that's what it seems like to me as well. But I mean, a lot has changed.
I think what murdered Twitter to me was when they made the tweets longer. When you could make tweets long. I think that just killed the platform.
That it completely defeated the point to me.
Yeah, so now you just have like these chains of like 50 tweets where they're all just like huge chunks of text, and so well.
Yeah, and it would piss me off before that change when people had like a huge note thing. They'd like written out a note, screenshotted it, and then uploaded that.
No,
like,
they used Twitlonger.
Yeah, and Twitlonger and shit. It's like, why are you on Twitter? Like, if you want to say a lot. The point is that you can't
shit post. You just talk shit. You just post shit.
That was the point anyway to me.
It still is to you though, because you still post that.
Well, yeah. No, I treat Twitter now the same way I did when I first got it. Well, I try to anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's incredibly hard to read, especially when you've been on the internet for a long time. Like what actually has changed, and if you're the one who's changed, and.
Yeah.
But all these sites do change like constantly. Like I saw an old screenshot of YouTube from like 2013. It was like, oh my god, it's like completely unrecognizable in comparison. But yeah, I don't know how long we've been going, but thanks for listening to this first half. We'll be back after these messages.
Yo, Pawaka, I see you wearing that Walfluen. Do you not know that we've got some Jar merch for sale? See the link down in the description and get yourself a bloody Bebo t-shirt.
Welcome to the section where we read out patron names. For almost too long, we're going to have to address this next week, I think. But before that even, there's another thing we need to address, that being the Azerbaijan meme that Jar's kind of adopted.
The Jarlings got a bit obsessed because as soon as Azerbaijani sun was mentioned once, it opened the floodgates.
What's happened is a funny in-joke has kind of caught on with the patrons, so now Azerbaijan's constantly being memed by the Jar audience, and it just also happens to be that country is going through a ridiculous amount of turmoil right now, so it might kind of look bad if, for people who aren't Jarlings, see us kind of mocking even though we've never made fun of the country. It was just a meme of me saying the name wrong, and it will stem from there, but people outside of it don't really know that, and you know, you can never be too safe on the fucking internet.
There's a lot going on, and I just feel it's a bit distasteful to be memeing it out of the blue. It gives a bad image, and I just don't want to.
Yeah, it was never done with any malice whatsoever.
But the solution is every time the country's name has been included in a patron name,
we've changed it. We've
changed it to Atlantis or, Atlantean. So that's probably more insulting to some people, but...
Yeah, potentially, but...
Begging your pardon, run the jewels live at Quahog. Madagascar 2 escaped to Atlantis. Alexander Beltman, ball trimmer salesman, aka Gamer Patrick Bateman sucks at Sekiro and can't drift, aka Denim Tech Swindon. Dissa Piss, aka Review Tech Atlantis. Don't look, doll, this might get hairy, aka Madagascar 2 escaped to Atlantis. Okay, Brian, I'm just putting this out there, but I'm a baby and only... Dicks don't let babies win. God, look at this day, Brian. Cobalt Rad. Bammy Binch. Review Tech Magic Roundabout. Is that the bite of Atlantis? Drain my cock, Johnson. Review Tech Escape to Atlantis. Mr. Matteo. The letter L but pronounced corner. Dallin Cloward. Chaser the Dragon. Johnny Delta Topside. Madagascar, but it's set in the Mariana Trench and Alex is an anglerfish, Gloria is a blobfish, Mardi is a giant squid, etc. 4 out of 3 Jar members agree. Mal Zero is the best AKA review tech site. 45 Queensland, Australia. James Dickopus China Ice Eating Dick Sucking D's Nut Fetish aka Review Tech. I can't say that, it's somewhere in Russia.
What does it say?
Novokyubivishk, Samara Oblast.
Yeah, I know what that is, that's fine.
No, you don't. Shut the fuck up.
I do.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you, aka Review Tech, don't have to. Suspect is called Dog Walker. Last seen helicoptering his penis and shouting, "Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic" in public. James's Soggy Socks. Julian, I think. I tried to draw the eyebrow, but I ended up poking the eye. Atlantean proverb, according to Ruben's son. Slit bod mod. Hey quadruped. Oh, Sprechen Sie English? What continent is this Hoover Dam? We're still in Wickford. I don't know. Alex, you seriously take this banana out of my ass right now? I do not like it, and James is shitting and coming, aka Review Tech. I am gay. Listen here, you fucking limey cunt. You think it's bloody Bebo funny to make fun of my speech impediment? Reese Duffy. Oopie doopie. Doog Wanker the Nostalgia Cringic. Review Tech Atlantis. Review Tech Madagascar. That time Ruben worked on a newspaper so hard the headline changed. I'm ordering you to surrender that AI. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Willy Wanker's warm withering Winky, aka Boris's massive Slurpee Johnson, aka Kanye's PhD, pretty huge dick. Cosmic Mapping. Damn yay, let Neptune strike you dead. Winslow, hark, hark, Triton, hark, bellow, bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the... Can we get clean audio of James saying Rip Harambe?
Rip Harambe.
Review Tech Coral Moon.
Argy, please eat your ice cubes next time. Mamma mia! I can't do a Jar Jar impression, I'm sorry. The whole thing is bracket. Start reading this in Mario's voice, then transition to Jar Jar, then back to Mario. Mamma misa, your humble servant, wahoo. You're scaring me. You're really pissing me off. Perry. Untizula, Shimadala, Simadala, Shimadala, Dennis, Sen, bracket, gunge my clunge with James's 13-inch machine, close bracket. Review Tech, Quahog, and Nike Air Trainers. Tickle Mine Thomas. How do you say
Quahog, isn't it?
Quahog, sorry.
It's really difficult for some reason when you read it.
Yeah. Ruben Turns Me On, Review Tech Atlantis, Steve is Human, Meekly, Conatada, Stop, Wait a Minute, Fill My Cup, Put Some Nicker in It, Take a Sip, Sign a Check, Julio, Get the Stretch, aka Review Tech Antarctica, Review Mars Bars USA, Jim Bobula and his superb fucking noggin in it. I love the new set, Slinger Dingers, Sincerely, Bernie from The Incredibles, P.S. Skibbity Bum Dada, Katia fucking Manigan and David Wallace, thank you all. That seemed short anyway. I'm gonna go take a shit and come before the second half. Piss that dick, Mr. Pisser Dick. Shit that wet fart. Come poo wee yum, aka Review Tech, what are you doing, step bro? Viva Italia, Lo amo essere inculato da tutti gli uomini Italiani, Bianchi Neri, no problem. Thomas Martin, Evan Pierce. So you go ahead, keep kissing babies and hugging fat girls, Cena. I'm gonna be in a gym training to beat you at WrestleMania. Fizzle, fozzled, dizzle dap. The Jar Media Podcast makes my ass go brap, aka Review Tech USA. Quebec Films. Is Ruben coming back? I Miss Him, Kangaroo Jack, 2003, Aura, Mercedes, Cool Dip Chip, Keck Flexington, Young Moz, Numa Numa Banana, Ben, Fartbag, George Kenwood Parker, Crazy Goblins, Crazy Goblins, Crazy Goblins, Crazy Goblins being a crazy goblins. Kieran Harkins, Fiddle, Dream Offal 2142. Seriously, I swear to fucking God the Clytitosaurus is real. I saw it with my own two Atlanteans. Lip Lop Loy, lick on my fingers, young Argy boy. Fiona Gorman. Alex wasn't born ready, James was. And Jim was born hippity hoppin' and drippity droppin'. Tomcat.
Muff Murphy, Ethan Height, Read It You Fucking Coward, Tomata, Wakatangi, Hanka, O Kaiaru, O Tamati, Turi Puka Piki, Muanga, Horo Nuku Poko, Rini, Kitahua Natu A.
That's the longest town name or something in New Zealand or something
Or
like that?
in Wales.
No,
So
that's New
cats
Zealand.
a lot. Yeah, that is New Zealand. I've got a tiny cock. Billy Wiz, Acolyte, the normal Patron, aka Pip Pop Poi Review Tech Easter Void.
Why does James always get the Easter Boy ones?
Yeah, he does.
I want to suck on the Jar Boy's sexy succulent toes. Review Tech Grips, Dibby Dosa. I didn't even know someone with the pisser dick could die until they did, aka Review Tech Hallow Nest. Hooper. I, James, are solemnly declaring the following statement as true. I was the first of my kind to utter the mighty words pisser dick. Ferdia Pleeman, Ray Dahl, Max Payne's Review Tech Brasilia, Sam, Kirsten Armstrong, Alex you fool, every JARCAST you failed to mention, Angry Joe, he only gets stronger. Adam Johnston, Tom Ruiz, Juan Hernandez, Jam. Petition to make Review Tech USA a catch-all word functioning like words as widget or thing. Is Review Tech Uzbekistan reacts to other Joe react to Review Tech USA as good as they say? Joel Stewart, aka Review Tech South Croydon. Ruben's Atlantean Son. Loggy Bear. Cane River Pisser Dick. Connie Reed. Bunsen Burner, Nice Little Earner. Cameron Hayden. Big Whoops. Gwemblow. Ollie Miles. Micah Bell. Cooter Panda. 1101001. Bracket I. Close bracket. Review Tech Goatsy Dimension. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage. Wandy Ruins Patreon. I pay £10 for Mort tier just to be read at the end of the name. So no matter how funny my name is, I don't get a giggle because Agaron Free, Katia fucking Manigan, and David Wallace.
Thanks for the support.
Very much so.
Bloody fuck.
Bloody cock. Blood cock. Bloody
Big fat blood
fucking
cock.
blood
Wait.
cock.
Who read, did you read Binary?
James did, yeah.
Did you say what it was?
He said bracket I bracket.
Okay. I missed that bit.
I've got a question for you two.
Hmm?
Do you have blood cock?
I guess blood is always in there in some form, right? Pumping through. Welcome to the second half of the JARCAST, where we answer questions from the JAR Media suggestion thread on our subreddit. We're going to start off with this one that James is going to fucking freak out at. This is from Got Into a Crash Jar. Hello Jar, currently writing this out from a hospital. Earlier today, I got into the worst car crash of my life. Coincidentally, I was listening to the Bear vs. Gorilla episode while it happened. It was a near-death experience, but I'm fine. So my question is if any of the cast members have gotten into any near-death experiences. Has Jordan had any bad car crashes? Sorry if this is a repeated question, love you guys. And they even included an IMGA link to their crash. So James, have a look at that.
Yeah, that's a lot of force, because it's ripped the front end of the suspension completely off, which doesn't happen unless it is quite a fast crash.
I find it interesting that they don't mention why they crashed. Hopefully it's nothing to do with the fucking Bear versus Gorilla episode, but
Yeah.
luckily they're fine.
Near-death experiences, I've had loads of them, but it's not in cars.
But crashes, though, the question was, has Jordan had any bad car crashes?
Well, someone pulled out in front of me on my motorbike. I was doing about 30 to 40. That one was bad.
They pulled out in front of you, then what?
I was filtering and they pulled out in front of me. So they were trying to go into the other lane of traffic and they just pulled out. And when they pulled out, their head was like that.
Did they just not look in the mirrors?
No, they just didn't even look.
Oh,
Because I was
no.
there and they were looking like that. So they fucking hit into me. I just went bang, bounced off, hit the floor and was just like, fuck. Didn't feel anything because adrenaline. And I walked 2 miles to work with a fucked leg that I didn't even feel. And it was just like, oh yeah, I'm fucked. So and then I got Willie's snarky comment off my guy saying, "What are you doing here? You sitting here? Or is this a paid break or something?" Because I was on my iPad trying to call my sister to be like, "Help me! I've just fucking crashed my bike." And I got this snarky comment, and I was just like, "You fucking dickhead." But then there was one I tried to beat a closing gate at about 60 miles an hour, and I couldn't make it, so I had to crash my bike.
Did you think you were Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible in that moment?
It was just like I go around the corner, it's open, I'm like, I can do it. And then I couldn't, so it was just like hit a gate at 60 mile an hour and probably really fucking hurt myself, or crash, remove half of my ankle, and then be trapped under a bike with leaking fuel, which means I could have burned to death. And on an exhaust that was also burning my flesh.
You chose the latter, I guess.
I chose that and didn't get an insurance payout, and I just was off work for a few weeks and I couldn't walk. There's actually footage of my cut. It's like a part of my ankle was just sliced off flat. On one of the early
I'm pretty
cars.
sure there's a JARCAST, yeah.
Yeah, I was just
We
like,
show it in the intro.
yeah, it's really. I still have the scar. It's still there. Ain't ever gonna heal, and I can't exercise that leg too much. Otherwise, I just my ligament goes fucked again.
Really,
so I can't walk.
fucked up?
Yeah. But I've yet to crash a car. Yeah, I've not crashed a car yet.
Yeah,
I blew one up.
I haven't crashed yet.
I've crashed. I've had small accidents, like you just hit a car. I hit a Ferrari a few weeks ago. Actually, did that. Yeah. You sometimes crash into tiny things, but I've yet to like completely destroy a car. It's gonna happen at some point. I'm ready for it, but yeah, that'll happen when it does.
Jim?
I mean, my answer is no, but I'm very glad that the question asker is all right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because, I mean...
That could have been bad. Because
it could have been the end.
Because that looks like it hit the car on the side, and if that was a direct head-on, the amount of force on the driver mainly would have been fucking a silly amount.
Mm-hmm.
So they're lucky, and it's good they're all safe.
You've got to be careful when you're driving, man. It's
no, but
a
the weird
crazy
thing,
world out there.
the weird thing with driving is most of the time, it's like I'm cursed. If I get out of bed late and I'm late for work and I wash off and drive, I crash.
Bad mindset.
You've got to be safe. You got to just be in the right mind in the car. That's what I've said before. No matter what, if your mind's not there, don't drive. But you just got to look out for it's junctions mainly. Like if you're approaching a junction and there's a car there, slow down. Because at any moment they could pull out right in front of you and you could hit them at 60. And at that speed, you're dancing with death.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that from my bike days, because if a car is there, it's like they're not going to see you. If they're going to pull out, I'm dead. So if you do see that, you just be like, I'm just going to slow down a bit. Because then that 1 second of slowing down might save your life. Junctions are just people don't look. People are shitty drivers. And we talked about this before, because obviously you're in the process of learning to drive, done your theory.
Yeah.
Everyone on the road has never done a theory. They are fucking shit drivers and they can't drive. They're the people who are going to crash into you and possibly kill you. So watch out for them. People don't know how to drive.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. Sort of assume everyone on the road is
Fucking useless.
Is
and
a
can't
fool.
drive.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't have too big of an ego when driving, because you can sort of feel like, oh, I'm in this like protective shell and I'm basically invincible while I'm in this, and it's like no. If anything, you're vulnerable. You're more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the special thing, because we live in the countryside, there's a lot of roads where they're like quite narrow, like the back roads in the fields. Like people will fly around those in the middle of the road, breaking the speed limit, and they don't care if you're there. They will literally kill you because they're too busy. They want to get somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with certain roads, you got to be so careful.
Yesterday, I was in a car heading somewhere, and it was one of these narrow lanes, like 2 cars can barely fit down. This transit van just comes, it must have been going like 50 down a super narrow lane. Like, the people are assholes.
Yeah.
And there's an actual statistic that in the UK, the worst drivers are white van drivers.
Men with van, yeah.
Because they've just got, they are literally, out of anything, they're literally boxes of metal. They are like white, really safe. So
I
it's
suppose,
just like,
yeah, they don't really care about
if you go try to look for a van, it's always got damage somewhere because of that. They're just vans. People just drive into shit constantly. You know, they're quite dangerous. And there's a lot. Christ, I've had close calls with vans because they just don't give a fuck. You just got to be on your toes.
Well, Tom 2310 has one. This one is for Alex. How do you do your iconic diarrhea fart noise? It sounds like it's coming from the back of your mouth, but I just can't recreate it. I've watched about 2.5 years worth of podcasts. When I see the word podcast written incorrectly, it actually throws me off.
It's Posdact.
In the last 3 months since I've discovered you, only lately, but I still can't figure out how you do it. Thank you.
Just do it real quick, so we...
That's not it.
That was a bit different.
Yeah, that's
That
not
sort
it.
of went into like Donald Duck territory.
What's it normally?
No,
there's like a looseness with your jout.
you know how to do it. It's your
No,
thing.
I've lost it now.
Oh my god, it's
No
like
way.
it's like
He doesn't even know. He can't.
no.
Yeah, I can't. Because it has to be so natural in the moment. It has to be
No,
like...
try letting your cheeks be a bit loose. Yeah, that is much closer.
You've been more force. You've got to have more force. Like a.
Yeah.
It's like imagine diarrhea where the floodgates open and it all just flies out.
I'm putting too much thought into it, I suppose.
That's the
It's evolved. The sound has evolved. Is it because you've had a different diarrhea experience since you last did it? So
I'm actually like
you're like perfecting the sound.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just sort of a like
it comes
your time, your moment thing, you know? It's your hero's journey. It strikes you when you least expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Just the odd.
This is a much more subdued.
It sounds like a Star Wars divvy in the background.
It sounds like Donald Duck, but just not saying
Donald Duck.
Yeah,
Donald Duck with diarrhea. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it does sound like that. There was this like huge fucking question.
Yeah,
about
I just started reading it.
about the perfect shit, and I'm sorry, I really don't want to read this unless you guys are like really keen.
I want to talk about the perfect shit.
I wouldn't mind talking about our experiences, but we don't have to.
It's like a fucking novel, a novella about this perfect shit that he's written.
Well, I mean, you can't really say that in a podcast and then not read the
perfect novel
what you're
of the
bigging
shit.
up. Sorry, bro. You
Jive 42069 says the perfect shit. Recently, I went camping in Australia and I had a toilet experience that would prove magical. Really? After a few days of brewing and lurking, the offending turd would rear its ugly head on a crisp winter morning.
Sorry, a few days.
Yeah, what?
A few days of not. dude.
The only one awake, I quietly made my way out of my tent and, after some time walking through the bush, reached our makeshift toilet, a misty glade, at the centre of which bravely stood a log that had been chainsawed into a toilet seat. After digging a hole below, I sat down, arse cheeks stalwartly planted to the gumwood. The sun shyly peeked over the gum trees, illuminating the dewy grass like 1,000 glass beads. The air, frigid but impossibly still, seemed to hold a reverent silence, interrupted only by the soft dropping of my turd hitting the ground. There were no walls, no privacy, and yet it didn't matter, for in that moment I felt like I was the only person on earth. I arose from my throne, feeling at least a kilogram lighter. This was my first 10 out of 10 shit. My question to the cast is, have you ever had a 10 out of 10 shit? And if so, I want to hear you talk about it. Have you ever been so struck by a toilet moment that you simply had to stop thinking about whatever it was you're thinking about and instead savor the experience?
It sounds like this shit was only good with the place he was in, not necessarily the shit itself.
I don't even think that. I think it's just the way he's described it. That's it. It's just his command over the English language that made that story.
Well, I've had many
hit the
good
way it did.
shits, and I know what it's like when the shit is so good that it's like you need some time to process it. But it feels like whenever I'm clogged up and it's just like I need to go and it just washes out, you get that feeling. When you get the good shit and you just feel great.
Have you have you ever had a shit? This is
always comes back to this.
No, this is specifically for James, this question. Have you ever had a shit massage you in the prostate in the correct way that made you ejaculate?
Don't lie.
I don't think that's possible. I don't think...
The way James was just describing shitting, I would assume that James has that experience every time he shits.
Have you not, like... Okay, so you really need to shit and it all just comes out so perfectly. Do you not just feel great? Do you not just feel like...
It feels like, yeah, I'm being efficient in this moment.
No, it's not efficient. Like, it's a...
I think I have, not to like big myself up in any way or anything, but I think I've got really healthy like bowel movements. Because it like...
Yeah, keep bragging. All those jarlings out there.
But
there's someone out there who's having the worst shit of his life, and he's like,
no,
thanks, Jim,
I obviously
fucker.
have the bad ones, like after a few jalapenos the day before, and it's not enjoyable. But apart from those moments, for the most part, it's just like everything happens like clockwork. I go through the motions, wipe once or twice, or maybe not at all. Well, I mean, obviously, I always wipe, but sometimes when you wipe, it's like...
You don't need another...
You could eat off that toilet paper because it's like just fucking bleached white. If anything, it's cleaner after you've wiped than before. I'm just saying, if I've got a superpower, it's the golden bowel.
You know what I've had really bad ones recently. For some reason, it's just like...
I feel like you say this like every fucking week.
This is there's layers. Recently, there's been layers to my shit. It's just like, I'll fucking just squeeze. And it's just like, it comes out. But then if I sit there long enough, I squeeze again, I unlock another level of like the shit that's like in my ass. I let that out and I go again and there's like another level that takes time to like weak its way out. And it's
Jesus
just like...
Christ.
It's
James is working under
miserable.
levels over here. His shits have layers.
I'm just saying, it's like when you've got to push another one out and then just loads come out after it constantly. It's not good. It just feels so strange.
Fuck me. Well, Joseph said Khan actually replied to that saying, have you ever had such a hard time shitting you had to take your shirt off?
I used to every time I did a shit, I used to just strip naked on the toilet.
Have we never talked about this? Whenever I have bad shit, I get extremely angry and I have to be naked. It's just like I have to just rip everything off as fast as possible because it's just like, for some reason, I feel like I can't shit with clothes on. So
is this still like a regular occurrence?
Yes, it's just when you're bent over and you're really like, this ain't coming out, I'm gonna have to give it a push. It's just like, I need to be naked for this.
You see,
like,
I've never done this.
I feel like you're making a mistake if you have to like really push.
James needs a poo stool.
Like, something's going wrong.
I do need a poo stool.
No,
but
I
it's just
think
like,
you need more than that.
More fibre? I'm not...
No, because I have fibre regularly, but it's just like, it's been times when I've been at work and I feel those poo coming and I can't take my clothes off, so I'm like, oh god, I need
You're just
to
freaking out.
I need to get stripped naked.
Would you ever consider it at work?
If it was bad enough, would you do it?
No, I wouldn't, because
You'd have to be in a little cubicle, I suppose.
no, because it happened at my old job where the bathroom was like half of this room, so there was the urinals literally next to the toilet,
Yeah,
and
that's
then there was
bad.
another one. So it's just like I couldn't do anything. I had like really bad poo anxiety, and if someone walked in, I couldn't shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be in there for like 20 minutes, like, please leave, I need to shit. Oh, it was fucking terrible.
Man, we always get the most sort of mileage out of the questions about feces.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, is poo the most common subject?
I think it's the most relatable subject we've ever talked about.
Yeah, but
I
do you
would
think it's the
say-
subject we've talked about the most on
Yes.
Jar?
I was going to say, if someone makes a compilation, we're touching maybe an hour of just pure shit.
I reckon we could probably have
conversation.
a 10-hour shit special, to be honest. Just
We've
10 hours of
actually
shit.
no, we tried to do a whole episode dedicated to like fart underwear. We are the shit
Yeah, true.
podcast, literally.
Yeah.
We are the shit
Yeah.
podcast.
Would you remember there was that time the way we used to do like jar blabs, we'd just record like 5 of them in one sitting, and often we're just like, we've already done the cast, we've just run out of shit to talk about,
Yeah.
and I was like, let's just do one about poo, and I think it was you and Ruben, and you just got really pissed off at me because like poo was off the cards back then, I suppose.
yeah, a
I've
bit
just-
too racy for OG Jar.
A bit too far.
But pussy and diarrhea weren't.
Zred's Reddit says, what are James's thoughts on warm fruit, like blueberries in pancakes or fruit inside of pastries? I personally find warm fruit to be disgusting, but I'm curious of James's food opinion on it.
Fine,
Yeah.
it's fruit. I have no preference as long as it's healthy and it doesn't makes my poo not
What about-
layered, I'm good.
What about pie? Like,
Well, okay,
An
Well,
apple pie
like an
or
apple,
cherry
a nice,
pie.
like a nice one, like a shit. Any type of shit pie is like.
well, yeah, but I mean, like,
Yeah, a nice pie is fine. Like a nice apple pie. Or like when you get like warmed pears and like custard.
I've got to say, I don't like cooked apples.
No.
I think they're sloppy and
Out of a
weird.
pie, I wouldn't have them.
I don't even like it in pie. I don't like it in anything. I don't like it in sponge. I don't like it in pie. I don't like it in crumble. I don't like cooked apple.
Damn.
I mean, I'll
I'm kind of with you, bro, but I feel like that's not the default. I'm not sure.
no, I don't think it is the
I feel
default.
like you're supposed to like it.
Well,
And why don't you? That's my question.
let me say this. It's not very nice.
That's bullshit, Jamie.
It's not that yummy, is
No,
what I'm trying to
lies,
say more
lies,
eloquently.
Lies.
Movies,
It's
music, me
fucking
has one for us, guys. Hey, fellas, Kangaroo Killer back again.
Hello.
Damn, he's just owning it now. He's just the kangaroos. Next, it would be the kangaroo serial killer. You may have guessed, based on my name, that I have a YouTube channel. And that is indeed the case. Sorry if you've answered something similar before, but I review movies and music, and I'm wondering what your advice is specifically with that kind of content, or how to develop more of a community and get more views. It's not my end game, but it's a thing I'd certainly like to achieve. I personally think I'm good at getting points across and have humorous moments to balance it out and make it enjoyable to watch through editing and presentation. I guess this question's more for Alex, but yeah, I just wanted to know what your thoughts would be. Also, shout out to my boy Keelan because he introduced me and is a long-time supporter of your work, and I'm glad he spread the word of Jar to me. Thanks, Mingus.
What I would say, and this isn't like specific, it's just for anyone who, wants to do YouTube, it's to be yourself. Don't try to be someone else or go after a specific thing. Be you.
Yeah, that only works to a certain degree, that you have to model yourself after something that you understand.
Yeah, on the flip side, I'd say just completely rip off someone else. Just take their videos, like,
Well, yeah,
write down everything.
You joke, but genuinely, that's kind of what it is on YouTube. It's just everyone copying each other, and
Yeah?
yeah, I would say on like the most basic level, audio needs to be good. And that's kind of the main thing for me. Is like bad
Yeah, I
audio.
agree.
Nothing puts me off a video faster than bad audio.
Mhm.
Yes.
If the audio sounds like shite, I'm just not going to stick around. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Even if the video is kind of grainy and trash, if that audio is clean as fuck, I'll be willing to stay around. But yeah, I can't if it's not. If the certain technical things aren't to a certain standard, you know, it doesn't have to be like, you know, it doesn't have to be like professional quality, but at least some standard.
Yeah.
You know, you want to come across like you at least know, you at least think you know what you're talking about, you know. And as far as like the getting views, like I don't really know how to help you. It's just kind of like half luck, half just grinding constantly, choosing the right topics, uploading at the right time, the right thumbnails, the right metadata, the algorithm treating you right on the right day. Like there's so much.
But in that vein, I think consistency is really important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like,
it is, yeah.
Because your major growth happened in a time where you were uploading like religiously.
Yeah, it was just my life. That was my whole life.
Yeah, and but I mean, it does work, because if people know at this time on this day something's coming out, they don't need the notification that doesn't work from YouTube to let you know that someone you follow is
that's
releasing something.
That's a good one. Stage TK has one for us. What are your fondest memories as members of JAR? I assume they mean JAR memories. If they're just talking vague memories, we could talk about that. Fond memory I have of going to the beach that time. That was quite a nice beach moment. We can talk about that.
Fond memory I have, Kit Kat Chunky a few weeks ago. Fuck. Kit Kat Chunky's underrated.
No, well, do you like them when they're a little bit cold, or when they are just like kind of...
I quite like refrigerated chocolate.
Yeah, I kind of do as well.
I've got a problem there. I've got a fucking problem there.
When
What
don't
the
you have a
fuck?
problem with me, James? When do I say something and it's not a problem to you? When does that happen? Okay? When does that happen? Tell me.
Never. So what you're saying is you put your big bar of... Let's for your sake, I'm going to say dairy milk. You put your bar of dairy milk in the fridge. When you bite into it, it's like fucking rock solid, and there's no give. And it doesn't melt in your mouth as you chew.
No, because you
It's
keep
not
it. You
smooth.
keep it in your mouth, and you're just like.
No. That makes it shit. You want it to be at the right temperature where you bite into it and you chew, and it is just fucking beautiful. It's smooth, sleek, like dairy milk should be.
The sick thing about dairy milk, well, not dairy, refrigerated chocolate, is that when you bite into it, and I find refrigerated things, cold things, taste less of the thing it is.
Yes,
right?
and that's bad.
No, so you bite this cube off and just leave it in your mouth, and as it melts, you're getting more of that flavor, and it's fucking spreading over you like a fungi on a tree, just consuming everything of its essence, everything it is, and you become the flavor for a time.
And will ever be.
I would.
Ever be.
Is this why you dislike Milka? Because you put it in the fucking fridge?
No, I dislike Milka because once you get the flavor, it doesn't take you for a ride. It doesn't make you
don't eat
into something more than you were before you experienced it.
You do not put chocolate in the fridge. It ruins the intended texture. You're supposed to bite into it and have the experience. If you bite into it and it's in the fridge,
no, I'm saying
it's just solid.
You bite into it and have the experience when it's refrigerated. It's a longer, more enjoyable, more involved experience.
How many people do you think go out there, eat chocolate and leave it in their mouth for a while? No, you eat chocolate, I bite into it and I swallow it. Job done.
Maybe you need to chew a bit
like a dog. So you eat like a dog. Like you're not even trying to taste it.
No.
When I'm eating something sweet that is making me less healthy, it needs to be a moment. It needs to be something I can enjoy and take my time with. Like all good things in your life, like you want to make the most out of this time.
No, I don't want to make the most out of it.
Genuinely gonna do this again, but with fucking chilled chocolate this low.
No, you're talking shit.
It allows to refrigerate chocolate.
Most of the people will agree with me that refrigerated chocolate shit. I will say refrigerated Kit Kat Chunky is good because it's different. It's not all chocolate. There's other things there. There's wafer. That's a different story.
Wafer.
Okay, then let's say a Cadbury's caramel. Beautiful in the fridge when that caramel is nice and more solid. So it's not really liquidy. When it's nice and solid, that's fucking beautiful.
So let's just condense this. Solid in fridge, good. Not solid texture, cold, bad.
But yeah, I think
that's not what I've just said at all.
No, but what I want to point out is that you use the fact that more people will be on your side than mine, as a good thing, right?
You use this.
How did Hitler get into power?
No.
Huh? So how did Margaret Thatcher get into power? How did
Joseph Stalin?
How did Well, I don't know enough about that, but how did all these these people that arguably
use this
Hitler
now.
obviously just completely made the country worse. With Thatcher, the majority, a lot of people would agree that.
Did Hitler refrigerate his chocky?
No.
I bet you he didn't.
What you're doing.
I have a weird feeling he did, Jim.
Yeah,
No,
he
no,
did.
I just have a gut feeling about that.
No, he didn't. Because what James is saying is that the majority of people want their chocolate not refrigerated.
I'm saying
And who did Hitler hate the most? Minorities.
You're fucking bending shit, because what did you do when we had the Cadbury versus Milka discussion? You used that more people like Cadbury as a
I don't think I did.
Actually, best.
No. Where's your source? What's the time code where I said that?
Back ages ago.
So yeah, my favourite jar memory.
Bullshit.
Yeah, mine was that time we were talking about if Hitler would refrigerate chocolate.
Do you actually think he
That's my
refrigerated his
worst
chocolate?
memory.
He refrigerated chocolate, just saying. Stalin definitely didn't have this. They couldn't even do it anyway. Thatcher probably refrigerated her chocolate as well.
No.
You
Maybe.
think she thinks she's a put it in the cupboard type girl.
Type girl.
Type babe, type broad.
Yeah. She's a fridge type of babe.
Maybe
Okay,
maybe that's what we need in the background to reinvigorate the jar set. Just a huge framed image of Thatcher, Margaret Thatcher.
Maybe.
And we should jerk off onto it at the end of every episode. Oh, is that
Okay,
too
so
far,
what other chocolates are good in the fridge? Like, I'd say a flake is good in the fridge.
No, we're not doing this.
No, stop.
I'm putting down my
fuck off,
fucking...
fuck
no,
off.
I'm
This
putting
is
down my foot on this one. We're not doing
double
this.
deckers though. Don't belong in the fridge because you want that nougat to be quite soft.
I mean,
You got more? No, now you can have the floor. Go on.
The
Keep
double
going.
deckers back at my house are in the fridge.
But you're gonna take the no. You've got another question. Do they belong in the fridge, but then taken out for like a minute or two to soften up first?
Well,
or is it straight out of the
that's
fridge?
another delight, because throughout your time eating the refrigerated bar, it's out of the fridge, obviously. So the longer you eat it, you're experiencing the best of both worlds. You're getting the refrigerated delight, and then you're getting the...
I just disagree with all of this.
No,
How long would you fucking assholes go on this subject for if I wasn't here?
A couple more hours.
No, because let's be
I can't.
real. Let's be real. Let's
Not
be
on
real.
chocolate. Not again.
Let's be real. I'm okay if you take it out of the fridge if you leave it for like 3 minutes in a normal room, because then it's getting a bit room temperature-ish. But straight out of the fridge into your mouth is fucking grotesque. That's fucking wrong. You're a wrong'un if you do that.
Let's agree to disagree.
Let's agree to disagree. I'm okay with that.
Tech YZ has one for us. In the last episode, while discussing living like a dog, James mentioned Jar being low-key good at giving life advice, and it pushed me to finally comment on something
It's not.
I've been thinking about for a while. I'm currently 17 and I've been watching the podcast since it began, meaning I was 12 when I started watching.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm beginning to realise just how much of an effect the Yogs has had over me over the years.
I'm worried what effect we've had.
I've recently been diagnosed and arrested as a murder killer. While I'm sure none of you would encourage this, a younger me definitely saw you all as role models, albeit subconsciously. As you may remember, you don't really listen to guidance when you're a teenager. However, when you guys would discuss complex topics or give advice, it would resonate with me, as if it came from people I could relate to, parentheses, at least more than a teacher or parent. I'm not sure where to go with this comment, but I just thought I'd like to voice this little realization of mine. I'm doing pretty okay in life so far, so I have to agree that Jar is pretty good at giving advice, and I'd like to thank you all for the years of laughter and whatnot. Much love from the shithole country to your west. You know the one.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, and now I want to see a Jarling from the opposite kind of side of life come in and be like, this is how Jar ruined my fucking life.
Yeah. How our influence just led them down a path until
destruction.
Well, yeah, we joke about that, but there are actually podcasts that have a bit of a rep for that kind of thing. Like, there are people that like hate JARogan and blame him for like sending people down the alt-right pulp pipeline and this sort of stuff. So like,
well, where can we possibly send our viewers? Let's be real. What
to fleshlight.com.
No, we've been over this. It's tenga.com.
Oh, sorry. Sexfuck.net.
Tigger.org.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
no.
like,
No, because we talk about what needs to be spoken about. We've talked about serious subjects. We've never been horrible about it. Like, we're being genuine. Like, you know, this shit is fuck. Okay,
this shit is fuck.
This shit is fuck. But the what I kind of want to stress is that I don't really want to be a role model. I want to be a perspective, but not.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't have to. Yeah, you don't want to have like you don't want to have to be them in the same way.
No, like I don't want to be Superman because the thing is, like, role models are inherently held to a higher standard, but like, we are all humans. I mean, that's the thing with, like, don't meet your heroes. Because in your mind they are a role model. They're this bigger thing, larger than life.
Well, yeah, we completely control everything we put out there as well.
Yeah. But to me, like, the artists and shit, because I mean, role models like musicians, actors, directly, like, whatever. For the most part, you don't know their flaws, and they are more human than you realize.
Yeah, to me, the whole appeal of YouTube is that everyone's, well, it's not really this way anymore, but everyone's more on a level playing field.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's not like TV. You know?
Yeah.
Like, how could I possibly ever get to where they are?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, with YouTube, anyone
The
can
whole
upload.
point is that, like, it's achievable to anyone, and anyone's voice can. I heard, like, a crazy thing. Like, there's apparently this YouTube channel from somewhere in some eastern part of the world that has, like, lots of monkeys, and the people there started filming the monkeys and uploading the videos of the monkeys to YouTube, and because of, like, the conversion rate and the money they're making from those monkey videos, they're at, like, it's like a pittance to somewhere in the West, but to them they're able to make, you know, a fair amount to, like, live off it and shit.
Wow.
But this whole monkey thing apparently has, in typical YouTube style, like, delved into this really kind of disturbing war where there are the monkey haters and the monkey lovers.
Who's a monkey hater?
Well, there are these people that the people who are filming these monkeys, they they realized that they got more views when the monkeys were getting, like, injured.
Oh.
So they couldn't film them injuring the monkeys, so they would wait around waiting for the monkeys to injure each other, then film it, upload those clips, and then those clips would get, and then the monkey haters would get all, like, thrilled about it and be like, yeah, that monkey deserved that.
Oh.
But then the monkey defenders come in and defend it.
God damn.
Why would you like an animal hurting itself?
Or hurting others.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's
it's kind of sick that that's what was encouraged through
I didn't realize it was that. Like, we were watching monkey videos not too long ago, or ape
It's
videos.
an easy thing to do, to fall into
Well,
that
yeah,
part
but,
of
like,
YouTube.
Why do people want to watch monkeys being hurt? Like,
Well, yeah, apparently it's a whole thing for, like, all different types of animals. So, like, there's, like, people that want to see specific animals, like, getting theirs. It's like a really weird thing.
So surely,
That's
if
sick.
someone has
That's
that, they've probably
disgusting.
got some mental problems if
Well,
they
yeah,
like seeing
like
animals being hurt.
Well, I mean, that's the first sign
Is
of
it like a weird sexual thing?
No, it's
No.
like a psycho thing. You
Yeah,
know,
no, it
like,
is.
what do psychopaths tend to do when
When they're
younger?
young,
Like,
they're like
test
they kill animals.
animals.
But it's you're so detached from it, though. It's like two random monkeys in another part of the world getting
Well,
into a feud.
I think it's wrong to watch actual pain for entertainment. Why?
Well, yeah,
Even
apparently
saying that, like, Jackass is a thing.
they're
UFC is
consenting
a
though,
thing.
and they're humans.
Yeah, that's obviously a difference, but
But then it becomes to they're gonna exploit it. It's a fucking grey area if you're watching animals hurting
Well,
themselves.
yeah, apparently
Well, I don't
it got
think
so
that's
bad that the people making the videos started like basically starting shit with the monkeys, like giving because they're in the monkeys order themselves under like hierarchies, and they like they feed each other in certain ways. So like the top of the hierarchy is first, so they were purposefully giving food to the bottom, so the top gets pissed.
Oh no,
comes
no!
over.
This reminds me of the trend in China where they would force like animals to eat like really hot foods, to the point where like
Really?
these
That's
dogs are
fucked.
like in severe pain, but they're filming it for TikToks.
Yeah, that's fucked.
People.
I've not heard of this.
No,
yeah,
that was
it's
a
just,
big
it's why
thing.
does it have to? Like
Just
Jackass
people.
is funny because you know
Yeah.
there's a mutual understanding there. They're like people doing it. They're choosing.
No, but they're
to do
trying
it.
to do the most ridiculous thing to get hurt. They're trying to. It's humour. There's
Even some of that goes too far. Like
Yeah,
when
but
they're
like-
paper cutting themselves in horrible
Yeah,
places.
that's
Like,
I
it's
can't
going
watch that
too
one.
It's
far.
not funny.
But when they're like in a golf cart, like trying to
Yeah, that
ramp
shit is
it,
funny.
yeah, that's different. But like filming animals getting hurt, it's like, yeah, this is a fucking problem.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like we've
Whatsoever.
always seen a funny video of a monkey hitting another monkey with something, and it's like haha funny. But then it's just like this is.
Have you seen the video of the monkey? He's made a fleshlight.
Oh, with like a little
With a
ferret
frog.
or something.
No,
Oh,
it's a frog. Yeah, he just gets a frog and he uses it to jerk off.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's fucking.
It's weirdly like humans made the step to making fleshlights. I mean, like monkeys. Who knows how long monkeys have been using
Do you think
frogs?
there's a monkey out there that has like in his tree he's got all his little different
His
animals?
frog collection, and like at the same time he's getting high off of this fucking the chemicals
Yeah,
on
the
the frog.
poison.
He's just having an insane time with the frog.
Yeah, he's got his little squirrel fleshlight and his mouse fleshlight. Jesus, man. Every now and again, just like a little bit of suffering from Mother Nature, just like because that frog is having the worst time of its fucking life. But like,
Yeah, but the thing is, like, what are frogs even capable of comprehending? Because, like, imagine if you're like this ridiculously stupid being, and then like some.
are they stupid or are they just?
I think they are of lower intellect. I think that's fair to say about
I
frogs.
don't think they're
I guess, but
They're
like
not smart.
this is what I've always had a problem with describing animals. Where like, if your design, right, if your whole purpose was to be a thing that hops around eating flies, and that's what you were designed for, you're like perfect for that. Doesn't mean you're stupid. You're just a frog.
Well, no, but in terms of our measurement of intellect, you are stupid.
Compared to a
but-
human's capacity.
My
yeah.
point is, imagine being like in a Lovecraftian world where there are these beings just like of an existence we cannot comprehend, and they pick us up and use us as a fleshlight, like
just randomly.
and we don't even know it. Like, you know?
It's like in Bloodborne when there's things like
Yeah, they
that.
like pick you up and check you out and teleport you to the dream realm. Maybe you're just being used as a fleshlight.
Well, I mean, it's
this is
fucked basically what people say about like alien abductions. It's pretty similar.
We just flashlights
Yeah,
for
like
aliens.
probing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. How do we know?
we got to go in. Jar's got to infiltrate.
Yeah, we.
I guess the assumption
find
is with
out.
aliens is that, yeah, they're probably advanced enough where they wouldn't want to like do anything bad to us. They just want to see what we're up to. When in reality, there might be like a, you know, maleficent alien that wants you know, it's just a psycho. It's just Ted Bundy as an alien.
Yeah.
Imagine the carnage.
Disguised human flashlights everywhere, like human.
Black Star says, "Hi boys, I just wanted to say I really like seeing how the podcast has grown over the years, going from 4 dibbies sitting on the floor and just talking without a clear plan, to 4, most of the times 3, serious man-morts having an organised conversation in
about
an actual,
shit and fog flashlights.
in an actual Joe Rogan-like podcast set. My question is, do you ever feel nostalgic about the simpler formula of the cast and ever wish to go back to that formula? That is, if one can ever take a step back making a Posdact. Cheers."
No, is my answer. No.
I feel nostalgic, but I would never want to go back to it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it was a time of youth and ignorance.
Yeah, being fucking stupid.
Yeah, a hell of a lot of ignorance.
Yeah, just so much ignorance, and I like to think that maybe now I'm a bit less ignorant.
Yeah, now you're just ignorant.
Yeah. Thank you for the question there. That's very nice.
Let's end on this one from Makatonijuma11. What are the boys' thoughts on Steve Minecraft finally making his way into Super Smash Brothers? Can't believe it happened.
Yeah, it seems fake. It doesn't seem real. But it's obviously just the best thing that could have happened to that game.
Yeah, I'm thrilled about it. I haven't bought it yet, but...
Yeah, I haven't bought it either.
Apparently he's quite OP.
Is he really?
Yeah.
If anyone's going to be OP, like, it should be Minecraft Steve.
I think it's inherently funnier, like Minecraft Steve being OP over like Bayonetta, you know?
Yeah, or Byleth.
Yeah.
Don't say bad things about Byleth.
Yeah, that game's getting to a point now where I'm like, I don't really know who else I really want.
Rayman.
Yeah, Rayman would be cool, but again, it's not like...
Master Chief.
Yeah, again, that would be
No,
cool.
that's
It's not like
Killer Instinct has got that. You can leave that alone.
No, it's got...
Master Chief.
No, it
It's got
doesn't.
Arbiter.
Yeah, not
Doesn't-
Master Chief.
it's not the
Master Chief
That's
would-
why they put...
Master Chief would be fucking cringe.
No,
if
he
Master
wouldn't.
Chief in
If it was
Super
Halo
Smash
4
Bros.
Chief, yeah, it would be cringe.
No, but if they had a Halo 1, 2, like 2/3 and 4 skins, like, bro.
Oh yeah, it's so cool when they run have a fucking assault rifle like grenade. Oh, how fucking gay!
What do you mean?
I
Why are
don't
you
think it
using that as a...
I didn't mean to. I just don't think he works. He does not work. He's not stylistic enough.
What
there's-
are you
there's
talking?
nothing-
You're actually chatting shit right now. You're just
No,
trying to
I'm
annoy
not
me.
chatting shit.
He's not stylistic enough. What
Yeah,
are you talking
Minecraft
about?
Steve, stylistic. Thank you for watching this episode of the Jar Media Podcast.
Look at this. He has to end it to escape his bullshit.
Once again, Alex and I are right, and...
This time I was actually talking shit to end the show. Because I actually know what I'm doing.
I actually quite need to pee as well. So
Thank you
this
for
is
watching this episode of the Jar Media Podcast. If you do that again, I will kiss you.